Hello, friends. This is Dieta Jones, and I want to talk with you about the single most important predictor of your organization's success. Can you guess it? If you guess engagement, you're right. High levels of employee engagement lead to high levels of engagement with customers, which has a direct correlation on your organization's ability to deliver the products and services and relationships needed for growth. There's something even more important than engagement, though, something that enables engagement to exist at all. It's your managers. The presence of a bad boss totally obliterates your organization's ability to harness the benefits of a talented workforce. So think about it like this. All of the resources that you put into recruiting top talent, all of the energy you invest in new product and service development, all of the effort you put into finding new and inventive ways to listen to your customers and nurture a brand that they admire is wasted without top-notch managers. How do I know? Because I have nearly 30 years of experience as a management consultant, working in industries that include healthcare and government and education, airlines, financial services, and a wide range of mission-based organizations. And across all of these industries, the most pronounced factor of the organization's well-being has been the quality and strength of its managers. By well-being, I mean the extent to which the organization is able to identify and align current and future workforce talent with efforts that advance measurable goals that drive productivity, revenue, and growth. Managers are the single most important factor for your organization's success, and it isn't my opinion alone. Gallup, the organization that has been collecting data on organizational best practices and preferences for more than 80 years, has come to the same conclusion. According to them, the single most profound, distinct, and clarifying finding ever is that 70% of the variance in team engagement is determined solely by the manager. So for those of you who have been looking for the secret recipe, the one specific lever that if we pulled it, it would help us transform from good to great, this is your lucky day. You now know the secret, and I am excited to help you find the resources needed to fully leverage it. But let's also take a moment to think about this from another point of view. Namely, for those of you who are managers, you have such expansive roles and expectations. You have functional expertise and are expected to deliver based on those skills, with the added responsibility of guiding the work of a team of people who look to you for guidance and coaching, advocacy, feedback, and individualized support. You are responsible for and you are responsible to the people who report to you. You are constantly carving out time to provide the tailored experiences that they need and to translate organization-wide goals to the work of the unit and individual in a way that helps them feel engaged. Your team expects you to advocate on their behalf and to secure resources for the department or the unit, which probably seems like a never-ending justification cycle, especially in times of scarcity or during reorganizations. With the need to continuously justify your ongoing additional investments, you likely often feel yourself pulled between standing up for and standing up to those to whom you report. And all of these are kind of the classic challenges associated with management. And most managers are in the middle, so middle management. Even executives have a board or another governing body to whom they are accountable. So most of us are in the middle and are stretched thin and with a lot of attention going to daily operational imperatives. I bet it feels overwhelming to also now have to think about what it means to nurture inclusivity in your team and in your workplace. Does it mean developing a whole new skill set? How long will it take? So cultivating an inclusive workplace environment means that you're proficiently managing resources like time and workforce talent, money and space. However, you're also ever aware of the nuanced reality that members of your team are experiencing. You understand the complexity of everyday interactions between people with varying degrees of power and positional authority, between those who are seen as outside of the majority culture and those who reflect it. And while a lot of this work depends on being able to read and manage nuances, there are specific and actionable practices that can be learned. Developing skills in yourself and your team to cultivate a more inclusive workplace environment is an imperative as strategic as any other that you are currently pursuing. Further, practices that enhance workplace inclusion are not in addition to your real work. They are your real work. I began my work in leadership and management development in the mid-1990s, and from the outset, my philosophy has been grounded by a few core tenets. One, that the days of cultivating leadership at only the senior-most levels of the organization are behind us. True leadership, with a lowercase l, can and should be present at all levels. Two, cultivating leadership at all levels of an organization requires major investment in building organizational capacity through people in all roles across all organizational classification systems. And then three, inclusive managers and leaders build competence and competence across the workforce in ways that fully leverage individual and collective strengths. To extend on my philosophy, research also underscores the importance of an organization's inclusion levels. So I'll give you an example. A study of 366 companies in the United States, Canada, Latin America, and the United Kingdom found correlations between diversity and financial performance. Companies that were industry leaders for racial and ethnic diversity were 35% more likely to have financial returns above competitors. Industry leaders for gender diversity were 15% more likely to have financial returns above competitors, and companies with lower gender, racial, and ethnic diversity were shown to lag behind their competitors, financially speaking. Culturally competent managers actively build bridges across race and class and gender, ability, religion, and ideology. You unleash the power of people from diverse perspectives to fully contribute. You cultivate an environment where contributions are recognized and rewarded, and thus you have a positive impact on motivation and those ever important engagement levels. You ensure that diverse ideas and ways of approaching goals are leveraged, which pushes boundaries and creates breakthrough experiences for your organizations. Inclusive managers and leaders share certain practices, and these practices are applicable at the individual level within a team and have an impact on overall organization inclusion levels and health. So inclusive managers create space for people to be fully present in the workplace, to bring their full identities, energy, creativity, and commitment to advancing the organization's goals. They use structured tools for ensuring equitable and authentic participation of all team members. They get proximate. They develop relationships with employees that allow for rapport building, empathy, and nurturing trust. They are emotionally and socially intelligent and have sophisticated cross-cultural competence skills. They use individualization as a technique for customizing approaches to motivation, feedback, and coaching. And they use multi-directional feedback loops to ensure that information is being shared across power lines and in increments that allow for right-sized course corrections. And finally, they commit to ongoing and intentional practice that includes reflection, feedback, practice, and adjustment forever. So if you are interested in continuing to hold your skills as a great manager, be sure to keep an eye out for my next email. In it, I will include tips on the most effective and inclusive strategies for leading change in your team and across your organization. Also, check out the Inclusive Managers Hiring Checklist, which is attached here. It will give you some concrete action steps to get started on your upcoming searches, and it's great to share with your colleagues or your HR manager. And as always, if there is anything that we at Dieta Jones and Associates can do for you, please do not hesitate, not even for a minute, to reach out. Email us at info@dietajones.com or visit our website, dietajones.com. We would love to hear from you.